What's up, guys? Oh, I'm back at it again. I already got started, but no worries that y'all didn't miss anything because I've just been under the car. I put the starter on, I bolted the starter up, and I put the torque converter bolts in. So nothing exciting down there. So now I am gonna go ahead and put the wires to the starter because it's a lot easier to get to them right now while the header's out of the way. Which that's another thing is I'm hoping that if I jack the car up a little higher, I'll be able to have enough room to turn the header down and slip it up through the space that I have. So that's my only concern at the moment. But worst case, might just have to pull the motor mount bolt out on one side, pull the motor up a little bit, and then do the same thing on the other side. But we'll see when we get there. I'm not too concerned. It just is what it is. So before I put these wires on the starter, this wire harness here is like, some of it's in rough shape. And after looking at this, like when I was pulling the motor out, I believe it was the cause of some of the issues that the car was having as far as like falling on its face and whatnot. Because like some of the connections to like the HEI distributor and then back to the MSD box were like literally just like twisted together, no tape, nothing. So I don't know if they're arcing or, weak signal or what. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, rewrap the harness up, get that cleaned up so that hopefully we avoid those issues. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm gonna put some new connectors on the two smaller wires that go to the starter and wrap some of this harness up. And then there's a couple other connectors I gotta fix that literally just like corroded away. One of was the one that went to the oil pressure sensor, and the other one went to the temperature sensor. So I'm gonna fix that, and then hopefully move forward. We'll see where I'm at when I get through with that, because I'm not gonna be out here that late tonight because gotta get up early and go to work. So let's get going on that harness, or lack thereof. But like this wire here is literally, the insulation off of it's gone. It's half blackened, so this wire is fried. I don't remember exactly what that one went to. I'm gonna have to trace some of this out. And then these, where they at? I think that went to the compressor for the air conditioning. These two here, literally just like, that one don't seem bad, but this one here literally just like fell off, and you can tell someone's done like a previous little patch job on it that's not that great. So we're gonna fix that. All right. Got a day off work. We're gonna see if we can get this car running today, hopefully. As long as there's no problems. I've been working out here for probably about 30 minutes or so far. I was just trying to straighten up some of the electrical that's in here because it was a little janky. Wires just twisted together. Some of the insulation on some of the wires had, corroded away or been cut. So I've been going through that, straightening that out so I can avoid issues with, so we can avoid electrical issues and clean the harness up, just, the appearance. Let me show you what I was doing. So I use, I forgot what this stuff is called. It's like a, you see it on a lot of like newer cars on their electrical. It's a textured electrical tape, a little thicker. It's tougher than your normal electrical tape, and it sticks better too than most electrical tapes that I've experienced. So all I've been doing is going through and wrapping up. Like these clips are already on there, so like I didn't want to cut those, and because I would usually, if I was putting the connectors on, I'd put a piece of shrink wrap and then crimp this, slide the shrink wrap up, and then that would secure that. But I put some of the tape on it, so we're good there. So let's clean this up. Got this back in the wire loom. Fix some connectors, and then I did that to the starter wires as well. I can't see. Yeah, you probably can't see, but I had to fix some of the connectors that go on onto the starter, and I wrapped all that with this tape here, so it'll be good. Got that part of the wire harness all secured underneath the car. So now the next thing is I'm gonna go ahead and get the headers on, because at this point I'm pretty much done underneath the car, other than I gotta hook up a vacuum line to the transmission once I get the carburetor on. But that simple. So I want to go ahead, I jacked the car up as high as I could get it to make it easier to slip these headers on. So that's what I'm doing now. I got one header, it's kind of sitting there, because beforehand the car was a little low to the ground. I tried to slip up in there, and like you just couldn't get enough angle on to get it up past like the starter. So I jacked the car all the way up and it went up there no problem, so that's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bolt on each end just to hold that for now. And then, drop the gasket in and get that all done. And then we're gonna do the other side. So. Also, I just bought this cordless ratchet from Harbor Freight. It's the Hercules one. And so far, I'm very happy with the purchase. Just throwing that out there. So I would recommend getting one. Especially because I know it's going to help out with these back header bolts. Because usually your back thing can only get little turns in there. You get this on there and you're good to go. All right, guys, I stopped filming for a little while because I was fighting this header on this side. Well, not really fighting the header, but the very back bolt on this header, on passenger side header. It's tough to get to. You got like the heater core box and all that stuff there, so it's tough to get to. So I'm probably gonna need to get like a swivel head ratchet wrench, and I think I can get it then. I got it mostly in as tight as I could get it, but it still may leak, so I'm gonna need to snug that up a bit more. But anyway, so I went ahead and got this other header on. That one's on, bolted up, all that good. It's not hooked up to the exhaust right now because we got the wrong collector gasket, so we're gonna need to get new ones. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is probably get ready to set the distributor. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug out of number one, and then pull the piston up to TDC and drop distributor. So we're gonna do that now. What's up, guys? So we're out here again tonight, looking to hopefully get this car pretty much wrapped up tonight, other than probably in the morning try and do like a little fine tuning, hopefully. So last thing that I mentioned before was get the focus. So I got these gauges in here because inside the car there's just warning lights for oil pressure and temperature. So I want to put these in here so we can get just a quick way to verify the exact temperatures rather than relying on just a warning light. So as I was saying before, there's some screws under here already. Whether or not they, and they look to line up. So there were probably a set of these gauges installed at one time and someone took them out. So that makes it good for me because I don't have to make any new holes under the dash, and that's, I think, a pretty good location to put them. That's where we were planning on putting them anyway. So yeah, so that's good. So now, because anyways, this is a Summit kit. Oh man, I just dumped everything out. Anyways, before I drop the whole bag of hardware, so this is a just Summit 3-gauge kit. Pretty much comes with, everything you need. You got the lights, the line to run for the oil pressure gauge, and then it comes with your, most of your standard fittings and everything that should be able to make it all work. So yeah, so I guess I need to go ahead and start hooking this stuff up. All right, well, I ran the new, my brain's not working. I ran the new sensor for the temperature gauge. I already routed it under the dash. I don't know if you can up and over, and then it follows the speedometer cable down through the firewall. Oh, I had to take the old one out. Made a big mess, dumped a bunch of coolant out, but I got it run. It comes up from under the booster around, and I got the new adapter and the sensors in there. And I put some thread sealant on there so keep everything from leaking. Now I got so now I'm gonna hook up the hose to the back of the oil pressure gauge. I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up to the gauge, route it how I want it in the car, run it through the firewall in the same hole that I ran the other sensor wire through. And yeah, so all right, so I'm out here this morning. I already got started a little bit, but haven't really gotten far. So last night I got the 3 gauges mounted under the dash, and those all hooked up and good to go. Only thing I may do is change the wire for the lights on it to come on maybe with the headlights rather than coming on with ignition. But so there's 2 tacks. This one, I guess the guy gave him with the car. I was playing around with placement, like around the steering column or under the dash, and kind of just everywhere I put it, it just seemed to be too bulky. And like I said, if I put it on the column, it'd be blocking the speedometer or the fuel gauge. It was just too bulky. So I don't think for this car it's the right one to, in my preference or opinion, non-professional opinion. So we have this one, smaller one. I think it's like a 2 5/8. And this one, wait, I'll show you. I already wrapped the wires and stuff to clean that up. So, but anyways, I think I'm gonna put it here. amount on the column, but it'll kind of be like in between the speedometer and the clock, so you can still see. It's not too bulky, and I think that'll work out good. So that's what I'm gonna go with. As you see, car's not in here, but my garage is an absolute mess. So we'll get that cleaned up today. Monte Carlo's backed out. Like I said, I didn't film the wiring of the gauges because I hate doing electrical. So I can't imagine it being exciting to watch me lay under the dash and run wires. So anyway, so here she is in all her glory. I just got to put the hood back on. Waiting for my father-in-law to come over. He's gonna give me a hand putting the hood back on it. This morning I adjusted the carburetor a little bit, adjusted the timing. I kind of just eyeballed it beforehand. I put a timing light on it. It was a bit too advanced, so I backed it down. I'm running about like 8 degrees of timing advance. That seems to be pretty good. So anyways, just adjusted all that. Hopefully this morning I'm going to take it out for a little drive. I'll film that, see how it does, see you know, if we need to do any more fine tuning, see how it's doing, blah blah blah. So let me show you the gauges that we got in here. Like I said, we're gonna get the car cleaned up, but so we got these gauges installed. Like I said before, there was already screws in the underside of the dash that fit those holes, so I imagine somebody had those at one point maybe and took them out. I don't know. And then there's I ended up going with the smaller tack because it didn't block anything. I didn't realize till afterwards because I mounted this, but it's only mounted. I got it mounted with some 3M, so I cleaned the spot and stuck it on 3M, and it seems to hold pretty good. So no issues there. Tell me if you've ever seen this before. It is a floor shift automatic from factory, not a column shift. There's no bumper, you know, little. It's never been a column shift car. So, but anyways, I had got in here and thought that the tack had slipped or something. So this is some custom stuff here. So you shift down. Oh, turn the key. You ever seen that before? It still twists with it, and I was like, do I like remount it somewhere? But then I showed my father-in-law, and he was like, don't really mind. I guess it's like I said, it's custom. So by the time you put it down and drive, the tack is pretty much like, I'll show you. Like there's drive, and it's pretty much like right behind the key, but it's like completely out of your line of sight as far as like your, you know, your speedometer and your fuel gauge and stuff. And then it's like right here, and you can still see clearly, you know, driving. You can see what RPMs you're going at. So I'm like, I guess we'll leave it for now. It's kind of cool, but I've never seen, because I had always, everything I've ever experienced, if it was, you know, a floor shift car, then I guess you call it like the collar around the steering column didn't move like that. So I don't know. So we're gonna leave for now and see how we like it, I guess, driving it and stuff. And it's a hideaway tack, I guess we could call it. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Let's go and start the car up and see how we're doing. So I set the idle. It should be about like 800, 850, something like that. See, we're charging. I had it running a little while earlier, so like temperature's still up, but like it's temperature's been pretty good. Got good oil pressure. So we're idling. What was that, about 800? Yeah, about 800. So I said, I cleaned up all the wiring under the hood best I could. Replaced a lot of connections and stuff. I said, car's dirty right now. So yeah, pretty happy with how everything has come out. Like I said, we still got to run it down the road, see how it drives, make sure everything's good there, make sure temperatures don't go up or nothing like that. I don't expect them to, but you never know, because I replaced, like I said, it's got all new coolants, new radiator, new thermostat, and all new water hoses and all that stuff. I don't suspect there to be an issue there. I feel like 8 degrees of timing for a mostly stock motor is probably pretty good. May fine tune from there, but it seems to be all right. And so we got a time lapse of putting the hood back on, and then I'll probably do like some filming driving down the road. See y'all in a minute. All right, guys, we are in the car. We're gonna go ahead and take it for its first drive since getting it back together, see how it does. Hopefully good. Let's see. The only thing I have noticed in pulling around the driveway and stuff a little earlier was this car's got front disc brakes, and they stop good, stop on a dime, very touchy. So I don't know if it's something I might address later, but he said it's been like that, so I guess just something to get used to. Not unless it's I don't know, maybe like an adjustment due to the brake booster on it, or brake booster maybe is going bad. So, well, we'll see about that later. For now, we're just gonna see how it's running and driving since getting it back together, and so run it back to my father-in-law's house. Hopefully before it rains. Let's see, it's chance of rain. Tell you what, driving, messing around with his car and driving, and then last weekend driving out with my brother and hauling back a 56 Chevy for him, I got the itch bad, so I'm gonna have to get me another car to build. I wish I would have started my YouTube channel at least back when I built my last car, because that probably would have been some pretty good content. But oh well. But I'm definitely gonna be filming the next build I do. All right, well, just made it back home. Drove the car back to my father-in-law's house, and then he hopped in the car, drove me back home, and now he's out of here. So car's done. He's happy with it. Drove really well. So I guess that was a success there. So anyway, so thanks for watching. Make sure to please hit the subscribe button to help me grow my channel, especially if you like what you're seeing. So yeah, so thanks for watching, and then I will see y'all on the next one.